Hello to all lords around the world tuning in to Lord9 Infinite Class Rise of the 10th Lord exclusive guild competition league, where players across Southeast Asia will be competing and proving themselves worthy for the position of the 10th Lord for this tournament. I'm your host, Pop. It is an honor to be here to guide and host for Lord9 throughout these next few weeks for the tournament. I hope you're all excited as I am, because we will be keeping a close eye on our players today. Now, on to our game introduction for Lord9 Infinite Class. Lord9 Infinite Class is a next-generation MMORPG developed by Smilegate, one of South Korea's leading game developers. The game takes players into a vast fantasy world filled with adventure, exploration, and large-scale guild competition. Players can complete quests, challenge powerful bosses, participate in guild activities, and experience both PvE and PvP content. To provide a seamless gaming experience, Lord9 actually supports a cross-platform gameplay across both PC and mobile. So players can access the game using a single account, switch freely between devices, and continue their adventure while maintaining the same character progression. One of the game's defining features is the infinite class system, which removes the limitations of fixed character classes. Instead, players can freely switch weapons and combine different abilities to create their own combat style. With more than 120 combat builds, players have the freedom to adapt their strategy to different situations and playstyles. To make character progression more efficient, smart auto combat automates hunting, farming, and leveling while allowing players to customize combat behavior based on their preferred strategy. This really helps reduce repetitive gameplay and allows players to focus on character development and long-term progression. Beyond gameplay, LORDNINE also features Next Market, the official player-to-player trading platform developed in collaboration with Line Next. The platform enables players to securely trade eligible in-game items through an official marketplace, providing a transparent and trusted trading environment for the global player community. So together, these features make LORDNINE Infinite Class more than just an MMORPG. By combining in themselves immersive gameplay, flexible character customization, guild-based competition, and a player-driven economy, the game delivers a comprehensive and engaging experience for players of every playstyle. Now, onto our tournament information. Rise of the 10th Lord Exclusive Guild Competition League is LORDNINE's official guild tournament, created to celebrate the launch of the HELENA server, as you guys just saw just a moment ago. The tournament is built entirely on LORDNINE's existing in-game systems, including PvP combat, territory control, boss hunting, and the loot system. This means that players who join the HELENA server will experience the same gameplay featured in the tournament, and rather than simply watching the competition, they can participate in the same content, support their favorite teams, and enjoy the very same gameplay experience within the game. Another key highlight is that although the tournament is officially contested by official guilds, other players on the server can also take part in supporting their guild, helping defend key areas, or fighting alongside the KOLs as they follow. As a result, the tournament extends beyond the competing guilds, creating meaningful community engagement throughout the entire server. The tournament will be featuring 10 official guilds, consisting of 5 guilds from Thailand and 5 guilds from the Philippines. Each guild is led by 2 KOLs and competes across 5 HELENA servers. Every server hosts a guild versus guild matchup between 1 official guild from Thailand and 1 official guild from the Philippines, with tournament points accumulated over a 4-week competition. So, the tournament will be consisting of 2 main competition formats. During weeks 1, 2, and 4, guilds will compete in a guild war combining PvP combat, territory control, and weekly boss conquests. The objective is not simply to defeat the boss, but to control the surrounding areas. So, in order to prevent the opposing guild from gaining an advantage and secure the opportunity to loot the boss rewards. So, once the boss has been defeated, the player with the highest contribution or damage will receive a loot priority that will grant them the first opportunity to obtain the boss rewards. The weekly result is then determined by the high-tier boss reward items obtained by each official guild. The tournament does not require a specific item to drop. Instead, the guild that secures boss reward items with a higher total value than its rival earns 100 tournament points. But for each boss, only 1 official guild can receive the points. Tournament points are awarded only to the registered official guilds. If the boss reward item is looted by an allied guild or any player who is not a registered member of the competing official guild, that match will immediately be scored as 0 points. And this rule also adds another strategic layer to the competition, requiring guilds to coordinate their attacks, defend key areas, and carefully secure loot priority throughout the battle. And then during week 3, the format changes to a guild boss point accumulation where there is no direct Thailand versus Philippines confrontation. So each official guild may challenge up to 3 different guild bosses with points awarded according to the difficulty level of each guild boss. Since stronger guild bosses require higher guild progression, every team is encouraged to continuously develop and strengthen their guild in order to maximize their scoring opportunities. Now, week 3 will not be broadcasted through the official live stream, so instead we will, for audiences, you can follow each team's progress through the personal live streams of the guild leader KOLs. Tournament points earned throughout all 4 weeks will be combined into the overall leaderboard, and at the end of the tournament, the official guild with the highest total score will be crowned the 10th Lord. Tournament's rewards will be awarded only to the top 3 official guilds on the overall leaderboard. Eligible rewards include guild support prizes, and exclusive in-game honorary titles. These rewards are reserved only for officially verified guild members who remain with their guild until the final week of the tournament, in accordance with the tournament rules, of course. Additional tournament details, score updates, and official announcements will be published through Lord9's pages, which you can all follow on social media. All match results will be reviewed and verified by the Lord9 tournament team based on in-game data, submitted evidence, and a live stream footage. All decisions made by the tournament team are final, just to be clear. Ultimately, so what would make this tournament unique is that it is built entirely upon Lord9's actual gameplay system rather than special rules created solely for the event. Every mechanic showcased through the tournament is available within the game itself, allowing players to experience the same content, participate in the same activities, and enjoy the same competitive environment on the HELENA server. As a result, this tournament is not only a competition between official guilds and KOLs, but also a large-scale community event that encourages player participation while showcasing the authentic gameplay experience of Lord9. Now on to the official guild and KOL introduction, guys. So on the Rise of the 10th Lord, we bring together 10 official guilds from 2 countries, all competing for the ultimate title of the 10th Lord. So as we said, there will be 2 countries, which is from Thailand and the Philippines. Each official guild is led by 2 KOLs who serve as guild leaders throughout the tournament. Together, they will lead their members, develop strategies, and compete across the entire 4-week competition. So, alright, we are currently going through the official guilds from Thailand, which is 5 each. So first of all, we're going to have, the first one will be Guild Primkung, and then on the second guild, we have Guild Moonblade. And then on the third guild, we have Guild Prote. And then on our 4th guild, we have Guild Junko, and then also with our 5th guild, which is Guild Ultra Smooth. My apologies. So we're currently on guild number 3 right now, which is Hote, who seems to be doing pretty well so far. We also have 2 more guilds to be introduced next, which is Guild Junko and Guild Ultra Smooth, which is going to be server HELENA 4 and HELENA 5. Alright, now we're on to our 4th server, which is Guild Junko, who's currently going all in with his with their attacks right now. And the guild's doing pretty well from what I'm seeing. Those attacks are doing pretty well with his team, and so far, so good. Alright, so we are on HELENA 4, which is Guild Junko, as you can see. So if you do want to follow your KOLs, you can follow on to your KOL's live stream for each guild from Thailand. So right now, as we said, we are currently focusing on the official guilds from Thailand right now, which is have 5 guilds in total. Hi, now we are currently on to our 5th guild, which is Guild Ultra Smooth. So right now we are, like I said, for those who just tuned in, we are currently focusing on the official guilds from Thailand right now. For the official guilds from the Philippines, we will get there soon, but that will come on a little bit later on, according to schedule, from what the staff have told me. So yes, right now we are currently on Guild Ultra Smooth. For those who want to know who are in charge of Guild Ultra Smooth, you can go check out their live stream as of now. Alright, so from what I'm noticing right now, Guild Ultra Smooth is actually bringing out, I think, the latest weapon, which is their Psych weapon option. So it was doing pretty good, and really nicely too, as I've noticed. So yes, right now, just to be clear one more time, we are currently only focusing on the official guilds from Thailand as of now. The other 5 official guilds from the Philippines, we will get there soon, around in 15 to 20 minutes or so. But for now, please have fun enjoying watching the official guilds from Thailand. So we will recap again. In HELENA 1 server, which we have Guild Primkung, and then on HELENA 2 server, we have Guild Moonblade. On the HELENA 3 server, we have Guild Pote, and then we have HELENA 4 server with Guild Junko, and lastly, we have HELENA 5 with Guild Ultra Smooth. So whichever you feel like drawing into, or whichever competition you want to check into, you can do so by checking out the KOLs for each guild set. Alright, so right now we're currently into our week 1 for the competition, so let's get into our boss introduction. For the first week of the tournament, players will be facing a level 95 Ringor, the first local boss of the competition, and an important first test for every official guild. Ringor will appear at Torch Road around 5 p.m. Philippine time, or UTC +8, marking the beginning of the battle for the first 100 tournament points. The challenge this week is about more than simply defeating the boss. It is the first opportunity for every guild to demonstrate its overall readiness, including team coordination, battlefield control, strategic execution, and the ability to perform under the pressure of real competition. Because the tournament is built entirely on Lord9's actual gameplay systems, every strategy and every decision made during the match reflects the same gameplay experience that players can enjoy in the game. Once Ringor has been defeated, boss reward items will be distributed according to the game's existing loot system. The official guild that secures boss reward items with a higher total value than its rival will earn 100 tournament points, giving them an early advantage in the race toward becoming the 10th Lord. So week 1 is more than just, the opening battle, as you can probably see right now, but is also the first opportunity for every guild to prove their strength, evaluate their preparations, and even gain momentum before the challenges that await in the weeks ahead. Okay, so now we're currently back to HELENA 2 server, which is our second guild for the Thailand guild, which is Guild Moonblade. For those who don't know, the ones handling Guild Moonblade are Cigarettes TV and Sayray, who are the KOLs on Thailand side. So far right now, they're currently going through their armory right now, and so far I would notice from their performance, they're doing pretty good so far. But I would say right now it is pretty exciting to see how each team decides their classes or what weapons they go through. So right now he's currently building his armory right now. Okay, so we're currently back to Ultra Smooth's system right now. So far he's doing pretty good. He's going in with the Psych again. For those who don't know, the Psych is the newest weapon that's been added to LORDNINE Infinite Class 2. Also welcome to the HELENA server. And he's doing pretty well, taking those damages pretty well. Though I will say he's gonna have to dodge all those attacks a little bit more. But so far he's doing pretty good, attacking pretty well with his enemies, and he's dodging them pretty well as well, and that health bar is going pretty quick as well. Okay, so we're doing pretty good so far, but right now we're just currently waiting for those cooldowns so he can get into position to use his other classes. But so far, what I'm noticing is Ultra Smooth is not really focusing on any other weapons other than the Psych right now. So he's going on again with the first round. All right. So far, so good. We're going with a pretty smooth, like his team name, Ultra Smooth. For those who don't know, it's a very, very big running joke in Thailand right now. But yes, so far we are going through a pretty smooth gameplay with the 5th HELENA server on Ultra Smooth's end, going in with that Psych attack. He's parrying those attacks very well and going pretty quickly with it too. Up, and here comes our boss for now. Alright, so right now he's on the 40th floor of the tower from what I'm noticing right now. So far he's doing pretty good. He's just gonna have to avoid those attacks as much as possible. His health is just doing pretty good right now. All cooldowns are going well. So now we're gonna move on to the other servers and see how they're doing as well. Because so far, HELENA number 5 is doing very, very well. Now on to HELENA 4, which is Junko's server guild. Right now he's going through a bit of a pickle right now. I think he's just kind of trying to manage his armory and his skills as much as possible to, you know, get those points as much as he can. Because like we do say, each guild will be receiving 100 points if they have concluded the competition successfully. And so far he's doing pretty good. Again, another site coming in through the competition. And we're doing so good so far. And I say he's doing it pretty beautifully as well. Those cooldowns are pretty much useful. But like what I've noticed right now with throughout all these 5 servers is that these guys are pretty much just going in with the newest weapon. Because with the Psych, of course, I think the Psych weapon, of course, itself, it is a pretty, I would say, a pretty high tier weapon with pretty good damages in well. Okay. Alright, so I just got some information from the staff. We will be introducing our guilds from the Philippines very, very soon. So just sit back and relax and enjoy our Thai guilds for now, and we will get there very soon. We're back to Ultra Smooth again. Ultra Smooth is currently still in the same floor from what I've remembered last time. So we're going pretty good so far. So yes, we have currently 5 guilds in total from Thailand. To repeat one more time, we have, right now we're currently at HELENA 5, which is Guild Ultra Smooth. And then with HELENA 1, we have Guild Primcone. And then HELENA 2, we have Guild Moonblade, Guild Prote in HELENA 3. And then we have Guild Junko in Guild number 4. In HELENA number 4. My apologies. So yes, we're back to Ultra Smooth because so far so good. In HELENA 5 server, Ultra Smooth is doing pretty good. He is pretty much just taking all advantage of all those damages as much as possible, but he's also going to need to avoid those damages from the boss as soon as possible. But as always, Ultra Smooth, he just went and finished his level very, very smoothly. So right now he's going back to the 41st level in the first round. So right now we are currently seeing whether he's going to be able to go through these levels as much as he can. But so far from what I'm noticing is that Ultra Smooth is actually probably performing more than most of the other servers that I am currently checking on right now with HELENA 1, 2, 4. But right now, yes, we are currently seeing how Ultra Smooth is doing. He's doing pretty well with his Psych attacks. I don't think he's planning to change to any other class anytime soon, because I understand, because with the Psych, it is a pretty powerful attack, and you also get really, really quick attacks in the process as well. All right, now we are currently onto our guilds from the Philippines. So right now we have, like we said, we will be having 5 guilds from each side. So 5 guilds from Thailand and then 5 guilds from the Philippines. So now onto the official guilds from the Philippines. We have the first one in Helena 1. We have Guild Madhouse, which they're currently going through a little bit of a pickle right now. But then but so far they're doing pretty good. They're trying to manage their loot and their artifacts as much as possible and trying to maintain their health in the process as well. But so far I'm seeing that they're pretty much going smoothly and they're not having so much trouble as much. And so far, I would say it's doing very, very well on their end. Of course, they're also using the new psych as well. So then we're going to continue on to Helena 2, which is Guild Crows 0. Yes. So with Guild Crow 0, so far... Oh, here we go. With Crow 0, he's currently using the Battle Shield as so far, which is, I would say, is probably a niche choice for him so far, because a lot of people, I just noticed from other servers, they would either use very high defenses, and looks like we have a little bit of a technical difficulty right there, but we're going to go on to our third guild, which is Guild Happy Feet 1. For the Philippines Guild. Right now, with Happy Feet 1, they're currently using the bow and arrow combat system with their class systems, and he's doing very, very well getting those critical hits in and trying to finish it as fast as possible. That health bar is going down really quick, and I would say he's doing very, very well as well. Alright, and then we will continue on to our fourth guild soon. While we're currently waiting on the other 2 guilds. But so far with Happy Feet 1, he is currently using his bow and arrow option and waiting the other cooldowns. We're going to see whether or not he's going to change his weapons up or is he just going to continue on with the bow and arrow option. Now onto Helena 4, we will be going to the PH guild, which is... Oh, sorry, my bad. We're currently... Yep, here we go. We're currently on to Helena 4, which is the PH Guild. So with PH Guild, we are currently waiting for them to start their round soon. And here they are, pretty much focusing on... My apologies. So right now we are currently with the fourth guild of the on the Philippines side. We have the PH guild. So right now they're currently trying to gather as many materials as much as possible so they can continue on with their match sooner or later. And right now we are currently going to wait for them to head to Ringor. All right, now on to Helena 4. We are now continuing on. So far they're doing pretty good. They're trying to avoid as much as possible from their enemies, but I think it might be a tactic on where they're trying to lure their enemies away as much as possible, just so they can try to get as many enemies as much as possible and hopefully maybe get for a huge damage. Now, right now, we are currently still on Helena 4. We are currently waiting onto our 5th server right now. So, as we are currently waiting to introduce to the 5th Helena server, which is Cruciatus, as speak of the devil. Right now, we are currently on the 5th Helena guild, which is Cruciatus from the Philippines. So far, he's doing pretty good, and I think from what I'm noticing, he is currently using a... Okay, so they're doing pretty good right now. I think they're just currently just waiting to start their battle sooner or later. But yes, so this is all the 5 guilds from the Philippines. So we're gonna rerun it again. So we have 5 guilds in total on the on the Philippine side, and then we have 5 guilds from the Thailand side. Well, right now, so I think there's either a glitch problem going on, or we're currently waiting on to the next round for them. But yes, so far Cruciatus is currently healing themselves as much as they can. I think they're trying to get those buffs in as much as they can to get those damages in later when they are encountering with enemies. So for Guild Cruciatus, we are, it is being handled by Enining and Rakedo Panchi, who, if you guys follow, you can also follow them onto their personal live streams as well for the official guilds. Alright, so that is all our 5 guild servers from the Philippines side. So we have Helena 1, which is Guild Madhouse. Helena number 2 was Guild Crow 0. Helena number 3, which is Guild Happy Feet 1. Helena number 4 was PH Guild. And Helena 5 was Guild Cruciatus. So in case you guys haven't checked who is in charge of each guild from the Philippine side. So with Guild Madhouse, we are currently in charge from... Guild Madhouse is currently in charge with Daisy Diaz and Apol. And then with Guild Crow Zeros, we have Sherizawa and Twish. And then with Guild Happy Feet 1, we have Yindere and Yumo. And then with Guild PH Guild, we have Jolie Dofsy and Albedo. And then with Guild Cruciatus, we have Enining and Rakedo Panchi. So these 10 official guilds will be competing in a guild versus guild battles across all 5 Helena servers with the following matchups, which we will get to sooner. We will get there to soon. So right now, just check whichever server feels like drawing to you. So we will be checking out each server bit by bit how they're doing. Alright, we're back to Helena number 3, which is Happy Feet 1 on the Philippines side. So he's doing pretty good so far, I would say. And it seems to be a little bit of a technical difficulty on the other side, glitching a little bit. But so far we're doing pretty good, and I think he's building up his guild and his players pretty far. And so far they're getting all those buffs in as much as possible. So okay, so right now Happy Feet 1 is currently waiting on for their next match soon. Alright, Helena 3 server, which is Guild Happy Feet, has started their battle soon, going immediately with the bow and arrow attacks, and he's doing pretty well, and with the critical damage too. Hopefully those points will help him score some extra tournaments as much as he can. So he's currently just going all in with the bow and arrow, and I don't think he's switching out anytime soon to any other weapons. But I do understand with the bow and arrow, it can be a pretty useful weapon, especially with you know, with its safe range attacks and the lower risk in getting damage as well. So he is taking in that safe the safe distance, but also trying to put in those extra damages as much as he can as well. So now we're going to be checking on the other servers to see how they're doing. So we were just checking out the Philippines guild. So now we're back to the Thai guilds right now. So we are currently gonna see which guild is doing, how each guild is doing so far. But yes, we are currently back on the 5 official guilds from Thailand on the LORDNINE Competition League. Yes, so for those who just signed in for a moment, so we are currently on the official guilds from the Thailand side right now. So I will recap that one more time. With the HELENA 1 server, we have Guild Primkung, and then we have HELENA 2 with Guild Moonblade, and then we have Guild number 3 in HELENA server 3, which is Guild Bote, and then we have HELENA 4, which is Guild Junko, and then have HELENA 5 with Guild Ultra Smooth. So right now so far they are all doing pretty good, and I think we will get back to the overall official guides soon, official guilds sooner or later. But yes, so right now we have 5 HELENA servers with each match for you guys to just go through. So if you want to look at a specific HELENA server match, you can go check out the KOLs for each server. So right now we're currently focusing on Primkung's guild, which is Guild Primkung in HELENA 1 server, and they're doing pretty good so far. But I'd say they are struggling a little bit with some of the bigger and larger enemies right now, getting a little bit of critical damage in, and that health bar is not going down anytime soon. They're taking a lot of damage, but I think they're also trying to get their attacks in as much as possible, because right now they're currently waiting for the boss, but so far they're kind of struggling a little bit with the current enemies. So I think what they have to do right now is just try to get rid of these enemies as much as possible. Okay, so far he's going through the Primkung's going through their armory, so they're gonna have to see whether or not they can turn this match around and see whether or not they're gonna be able to get through these enemies as smoothly as possible. Okay, so now we're currently coming back to the Philippine side, which is Guild Madhouse from Daisy Diaz and Apol. So far he's doing with his Valiant Gauntlets, and he's trying to refine them as much as he can. So right now we're going to see whether or not how they're doing. And so far he's doing good with his Sword and Shield, which is a pretty good offense and defense option for players in LORDNINE Infinite class. And so far he's doing pretty good. That health bar is going pretty down. He's taking the damage, not taking much damage from our enemies as much. So he's doing pretty well from what I'm noticing. So right now he's trying to avoid all those swarm attacks as much as possible. But so far I'd say he's doing pretty good. Alright, we are currently loading onto the next map. So now we are back to the Thai server, which is Guild Moonblade, and the HELENA 2 server, which is guided by Cigarettes, TV, and Sayray. So right now I think they're currently waiting for the next enemy to show up. So right now they're just trying to buff up their weapons and their refinery armory as much as possible right now. Alright, now we're back to the the second HELENA server in the Philippine side, which is Crows Zero, guided by Cherryzawa and Twish. So same as always from the previous server on the Madhouse side, he's also using a Sword and Shield combination with the perfect offense and defense, just to get those damages in as quickly as possible. Alright, so now we're on to the third server of the HELENA server on the Thai side. So right now, with guild number 3, it is Guild Prote, which is handled by Pote and Mumiao Wolf of our KOLs. So far, they're doing good. With Prote, he's currently using a battle shield from what I'm noticing. Yes, he is using a battle shield, and he's getting those defenses and attacks as much as possible while also avoiding getting the extra damages in. And I would say that's actually pretty impressive because, like I said, I don't really see many people use the battle shields as much as the typical sword or shields, or, you know, the psychs as the other servers are currently using. So far so good. He's doing very well with that shield, and he's taking in those damage as much as possible. His armory is still pretty much in good shape, and yeah, I would say on Pote's side, he is not struggling as much. He's just taking advantage of every opportunity he can with every enemy he sees, and just trying to get all those critical damages in as much as possible. Alright, now we're on to the HELENA server on the Philippines side with HELENA 3. We are dealing with Happy Feet 1, which is currently being managed by Yandere and Iyumo. Again, with the Happy Feet 1, he's currently using the bow class system, and he's doing very, very well with the ranged attacks, going in immediately, not giving any mercy to his enemies, trying to just give them that critical damage, trying to finish the job as soon as possible. So right now he's just very much taking advantage of his bow and arrow combinations as much as possible. Even with the cooldown right now, he just goes all in, and it's in full critical damage, and he's ending it very beautifully with the enemies on his end. So far he's not in a pickle as much as the other servers I've noticed right now. So even with just a bow and arrow, he's managed to take a lot of critical damage. Now onto our fourth server in the HELENAs. In HELENA 4, we have Junko, which is being managed by KOLs Junko and Ifren. And they're doing pretty good. And wow, I think these might be the only server I've noticed so far that's actually used to ride in their companions into battle. But so far we're doing pretty good, and using his bow and arrow as well. Their damages are doing very, very well. But right now I think they're also struggling a little bit with our current enemy, which still is still quite a bit of pickle. And then on to the PH Guild side, on the Philippine side with HELENA 4 server, there also seems to be a little bit in a pickle as well. Oh, and there he goes. So right now this guild is also using the bow system as well. He just died. But who's to say, the second chances are always gonna happen. And then with HELENA 4, we're back to Junko on the Thailand side. Junko is going with his bow and arrow as well. He's taking it in a lot, and so far his health is still intact, so I would say he's doing good. So right now we're just waiting to see how the others are going to be doing so far. Alright, so right now with Junko's side, he's currently waiting on their end to see their next enemy. And now we're on to HELENA. Okay, so right now we're currently still on Junko before we head to the next server on the Philippine side. But yes, right now with Junko, I think they're currently waiting for the next set of enemies right now and trying to, as usual, get those buffs and damages in as possible before meeting up with their next set of enemies to get in as much critical damage as possible. Okay, so just as we are currently waiting for the fifth servers from the Philippines and the Thai side, we are currently just going to be focusing on the other servers. So just like I said, we are having a total of 10 guilds in total, 5 from Thailand and 5 from the Philippines. If you are interested to look at any specific server, then you can immediately go check the KOLs live stream pages. Alright, now we're currently onto our HELENA 5 server with the Thailand side with Guild Ultra Smooth, and there seems to be a little bit of a technical difficulty glitching a little bit on the end, but so far I think he's preparing to go to the other games, and there seems to be a little bit technical difficulties on Ultra Smooth's end, so now we're just going to be coming back to the Cruciatus Guild on HELENA 5 server. Right now, same as the previous servers, they're currently waiting on for their next enemy to prepare themselves. So right now with Cruciatus has switched to the Sword and Shield, which is another good offense and defense weapon option for us. So while we are currently waiting for the servers to come back again, I will do a little recap on the matchups and the tournaments throughout the next 4 weeks. So each matchup will continue throughout the 4-week tournament, with guilds earning tournament points to climb to the overall leaderboard. And at the end of the competition, only one official guild will earn the honor of becoming the 10th Lord. So the tournament will be taking place simultaneously across all 5 HELENA servers. Players and viewers can choose to support their favorite KOLs or official guilds, follow their progress throughout the competition, and become part of the tournament by joining the action on the HELENA server. So now we're currently focusing back to a Crow's 0 guild in HELENA 2 again on the Philippine side, who's currently using a Sword and Shield class, and trying to get those enemies damages in as much as possible. He's doing beautifully. It's not as fast as the previous ones, but so far he's trying to get those attacks in regardless of the pace and the speed. And now we're back to HELENA 1 server on Thailand side with Primkung. Primkung is also doing pretty well with the crossbow option, and I would say it's a pretty she's doing pretty good so far. Right now, still waiting for the other enemies, but right now that health bar is not going down anytime soon. So right now, just trying to get those attacks and damages in as much as possible. Now on to Moonblade's end with HELENA number 2. Right now Moonblade is currently also using a crossbow option as well. So far we're just currently waiting for the next set of enemies for them. So just as usual, while waiting, we are just gonna, just sit back and relax and just chat on and see how your favorites are doing with each HELENA server. Alright, now we're on to Prote's server on the Thailand server, which is HELENA 3, who is being managed by Prote and Mumiao Wolf on the KOL side. So like I said, if you do want to go support a specific server, you can go check out their live streams personally. So right now with HELENA with Guild Prote, he's currently using the Battle Shield and currently waiting for their next set of enemies as well. So I think right now all of our servers are currently in a bit of a cooldown, waiting for their next set. Alright, and now onto Happy Feet side on the Happy Feet 1 guild on HELENA 3. The Philippine side, same as usual with the other previous players. They're also currently waiting on a cooldown to get ready for the next set of enemies, and so we're just having teams coming in and out here and there, but so far I'd say they're doing pretty good. He's also going for the bow class option as well. Alright, back to Prote's side. So right now we've started our battle, and he seems to be in a little bit of a pickle right now. And, and there he goes. I might have said that a little too soon. I think I might have the caster's curse. I think maybe it's best I do not say or mention their health bar at this point right now. But right now we're back to Moonblade's side while we're currently waiting for Brote to revive. We're currently going back to Moonblade's end. And with Moonblade, I think he's also waiting for a cooldown as well. With Moonblade, they're currently using a... and now we're back to the PH Guild. PH Guild is going with the bow, and immediately they did not, they lost their options as well. And now on Helena 4 server, we're going on Junko's end. Junko is currently going with the bow and arrow option as usual. So let's see who our enemies are going to be, whether he's going to struggle or whether he's going to go in smoothly, as always with his bow damages. Alright, immediately Junko is currently transporting themselves to another busier area, and now with PH Guild coming back, they're currently going to the battlefield of Templar. So while we're waiting to load on that, let's see if they're still keeping the usual bow option, which they are. So bring those elephants out. He's just trying to get through those enemies as quick as possible, and I would say so far they're doing pretty well. Everyone's HP is still pretty intact. Still taking in some damage, but so far they're not really in the red zone or really in the bad options. But so far they're doing pretty good, and they are currently just trying to get through these swarm of enemies as much as possible. And then supports come in, which is very, very helpful to the team. So I think right now they're just really much focusing on trying to defeat these enemies as soon as possible. So right now the priority right now is just to get this finished as soon as possible. But I would say he's doing pretty well. And like I said, with the bow and arrow, he's pretty much keeping a safe range from getting any more extra damages, while also being able to add in those damages to the enemies that is a distance away from him. Oof, and it looks like bro, they didn't manage to pass through that well, so his character just, he just lost another life. So we're gonna, while he's reviving, we're gonna go on to Happy Feet 1's, side end on the Philippines, side. So far, we're waiting for that. So they're currently in cooldown as well. So now we're going back to the PH Guild. PH Guild, as usual, they're still chasing through the enemies as much as possible, bringing in the damage as much as they can with their usual bow class. And I would say so far they're doing good. What I'm noticing right now is that with PH Guild that they are trying to stay together as much as possible to avoid any other additional damages or, the risk of decreasing their guilds as much as possible, which I would say it is a good strategy because sometimes you need to stick together in order to make things go a little bit quicker. And so far they're doing pretty good, and I would say, yeah, so they're going pretty good. So, of course, for those who are currently tuning in right now, don't forget to come and support and comment your favorite KOLs to cheer them as much as possible. I'm sure they would appreciate all the encouragement as much as possible. So, yeah, so right now they're still on a bit of a pickle, but I think they're doing pretty good so far. So far with PH Guild, he's still focusing on the bow option as much as possible. So he's just going through those enemies, right, waiting for that cooldown as always. Right. All right, we just have another member joining in the rally, so hopefully that adds in more advantage to bring more damages and to have a advantage on taking down more enemies faster as possible. And I think they're doing pretty good so far. Yep, they're doing pretty good. No one seems to be going down so far, so I think they're trying to take in those tactics as much as possible and trying to get those damages in as much as possible on the PH Guild side for Helena 4. Alright, now on to Junko's side on the Thai Helena server of the Helena 4 server. Right now they're currently going through some enemies, and right now he's coming back to his Psych class, which is the newest weapon option in the LORDNINE Infinite class Helena server. And right now I'm mounting that elephant again, so trying to get through those enemies. Oh, my apologies. We're back to the PH Guild on the Helena 4 server right now. So right now he's still going in with his usual bow attacks, and he's taking in those damages as much as possible. He's trying to get to that boss right now, but it seems to not be budging at all. So right now he's just going to try to get in that damage as much as he can. So right now we have another swarm of enemies coming in, so he's going to have to get rid of those enemies as much as possible, especially with how much damage they can give to you. Okay, now back onto Helena 2 server on the Thai side. We are on with Moonblade. So with Moonblade, like I said, it is currently being managed by Cigarettes TV and Sayray. So we're doing pretty good so far. They're currently waiting on that cooldown, waiting for the next set of enemies coming in, getting in those buffs and those damages in as possible. And so far with Moonblade, they are currently still sticking with their crossbow class. Alright, so right now he's going in with his guild immediately, going through those enemies as much as he can, getting in those attacks and critical damages as much as he can as well. So we have some people using their psych options while also going in with the other class options as well. But right now with Moonblade, he's currently using the crossbow option. So let's see if he's going to get more damages as much as he can while also taking a safe range to avoid damage from the enemies as well. Alright, so right now you're currently seeing all 5 server matchups from the Thailand side. So we're gonna go through another recap again with the official guilds on Thailand. Like I said, so right now you are currently seeing HELENA 2, which is Guild Moonblade. And then with HELENA 1, we have Guild Primkung. HELENA 3, we have Guild Bote. And then with HELENA 4, we have Guild Junko. And then with HELENA 5, we have Guild Ultra Smooth. So each guild is being represented by 2 KOLs each. So whichever server or whichever HELENA server you are being pulled to, or whichever team you want to support, you can go check out their personal live streams on their personal social media. Right, immediately with Moonblade, he's going back with his crossbow, immediately going in with our enemies. And he's doing good so far. The other side so far, what I'm noticing is that he's just pretty much going in with his team. Alright, back to Primkung's area. Right now we're dealing with the big boss right now. And he seems to be struggling a little bit right now. So I think all of our servers are currently dealing with the same boss. And so far it is quite a struggle, but I think they're also holding their ground as much as possible with Moonblade using the usual crossbow. Seems to be a little technical difficulties on there. And then on Junko's end, Junko is also dealing with the same enemy right now, just using the psych option. But so far, I think his damages are doing pretty well. Still waiting to see whether or not this is gonna be the... Alright, now we're on to the Philippines side. So with HELENA 1, we currently have Guild Madhouse, which is being managed by Dizzy Diaz and Apol. And then with HELENA 2, we have Guild Crow 0, and then Happy Feet 1 on HELENA 3, PH Guild on HELENA 4, and Guild Cruciatus on HELENA 5. So right now we are currently focusing on HELENA 1, which is Guild Madhouse. They're currently waiting on that cooldown, as always, to head on to the next enemy. So he's also focusing on the Psych class option as well, which is a pretty good high stakes and a pretty high tier weapon to use into battle. Okay, so now we're going to be switching back to our guilds on the Thai side. So right now, I think they have currently defeated the boss. So right now they're continuing on. So right now with Primkung, it seems to be a little struggling a little bit, but I think they're trying to avoid those damages and trying to dodge them as much as possible with their battle shield, which is definitely going to help in with the incoming damages. So far they're doing pretty good, trying to get those damages in as much as possible. Okay, so right now we're currently having the guilds compete with each other. So right now they're pretty much just trying to get in those defeats as much as possible. And right now with the PH guild as well, they're currently going up against one another. So just to do the usual guild battles, it's going to be a guild versus guild battles across 5 Helena servers. So I think with Helena server 1, with Helena server 4, we are currently dealing with PH Guild going up against Guild Junko. And then with server 1, we have Guild Primkung going against Guild Madhouse on the Philippines end. And then on Helena server 2, we have Guild Moonblade from Thailand going up against Guild Crow Zero in the Philippines. Helena server number 3 is Guild Prote going up against Guild Happy Feet 1 on the Philippines. And then Helena server number 4, Guild Junko is going up against with Guild PH Guild, which was not doing as well so far. Back to Helena server 1, which is Primkung versus Guild Madhouse on the Philippines end. So right now they're just getting those battles in as much as possible. Going back to Helena 3, which is Guild Prote versus Happy Feet 1, and they just lost their lives a little bit. Seems to be struggling a little bit with the Guild Happy Feet 1. And then with Guild... Alright, on Happy Feet's one's end, they are currently taking those enemies down as fast as possible. Alright, now we're onto the Helena 4 server, which is Guild PH Guild going up against Guild Junko in Thailand. So right now they're about to go into battle with our next boss soon. So they're gonna go in as fast as possible right now. Alright, now we're back to Helena 1 server, which is Guild Primkung going up against Madhouse from the Philippines. They're immediately going on to the boss as well. I think they're all of our servers are currently going up against the big boss right now. So we are currently going to see how each guild in each Helena server is doing. So on Helena 1 is going up against Madhouse from the Philippines, and they're currently dealing with the boss right now. And so far, they're trying to take as least damage as much as possible. But right now, they're also going to have to avoid those claw swipes and those claw slams from our enemy right now. So he's going with the battle shield, so trying to avoid getting any more other damages. And so far they're doing pretty good. Everyone's HP is still intact, not going back in the red zone or in a danger zone as much. So I'm going to see whether or not Primkung is going to be able to finish the job within a timely manner. And now on Helena 4 server with Junko's side going up against PH Guild from the Philippines. They're currently on their way to go on to the same boss as well. We're going to see whether or not the damage is going to be done as quick as possible or whether they're going to struggle through. But so far they're doing pretty good, trying to recon to a good location where everyone can get a good grip onto their enemies as much as possible. Now back to Helena 1, Primkung is doing pretty good. But however, that HP is not going down anytime soon. They're going to have to find a way to be able to get that damage in as soon as possible. Right, now we're on to Helena 5, which is Guild Cruciatus with Guild versus Guild Ultra Smooth in Thailand. Also going into the boss area right now as well. So trying to get in those damages as much as possible. Okay, it seems like our boss in server number 5 is almost down, so we're gonna get that in as much as possible. So hopefully we'll see which server is gonna be able to finish the job as soon as possible. Alright, with Helena 2 server, Moonblade going up against Crows 0 on the Philippines side. They're currently waiting on to transporting to another location to prepare for the next boss. Alright, Helena server 1, right now they're still trying to deal with the boss as much as possible, trying to get those attacks in. So far, the members in the team are doing quite okay, but also not in the best way right now because they're trying to get those heals in while also still trying to get those damages in as much as possible onto the enemy. Alright, they seem to be struggling on a little bit, especially with the extra attacks coming in on the enemy's end. So right now taking in a few damages from that claw swipe and attacks, but with the battle shield, it's definitely helped lessen the damage as much as they can on their HP. And so everybody's trying to get those damages in as much as he can while also avoiding those claw swipe attacks as well. Now onto Helena 2 server with Moonblade up against with Crows 0 from the Philippines. So right now Moonblade is currently also seem to be struggling a little bit with the boss right now, trying to gather as much help as much as they can with the with their attacks. And that was a pity for Moonblade. Moonblade struggled a little bit, so I think they're gonna have to go through another round with that. So now we're back to Helena 1 with Primkung. Primkung is still struggling, and another downfall on Primkung's end. Let's see if they're gonna be able to get through this as soon as possible. So now with Helena 5 with Guild Cruciatus up against Guild Ultra Smooth on Thailand's end. Right now they're currently getting those loots in as much as possible, trying to get all those stuff in, and hopefully maybe that they can try to get better tactics into defeating the boss as soon as possible. Okay, looks like Helena won on Primkung's end. They're going through it one more time. So far, servers 4 and 5 have cleared their bosses. So right now, all that's left is Helena servers 1, 2, and 3 that still need to clear out the boss one more time. All right, Helena 2 server was Moonblade with Crows 0 in the Philippines and Moonblade on the Thai side. They're going in again with the same boss as usual. Let's see if they can get their damages in as possible. Still going in as usual with the battle shields, from what I recalled. Yep. Alright, now on to Helena 2 server with Moonblade. They're still pretty much trying to struggle, but they're trying to get those damages in as possible with as much help as possible from their comrades. So right now they're still going through the same boss as always. So with week 1, obviously with week 1 we are currently dealing with a level 95 ringer. So far only servers 4 and 5 have managed to clear the ringer boss. So right now it's only servers 1, 2, and 3 that still need to finish the job as soon as possible to tally up the scores later on. Alright, now Helena 3 server has just cleared the ringer boss, so now only servers Helena 1 and 2 is all that's left. So let's see whether or not they're going to be able to clear through the level 95 ringer with as much help as possible. So with Moonblade that's being managed by Cigarettes TV and Sayray, the official guilds on Thailand, and then Moonblade is also going up with Crows 0 on the Philippines side, which is being managed by Cherizawa and Twitch. Alright, with server 2, Helena, the boss has been successfully defeated, and now that all that is left is Helena 1. So we're going to see whether or not Helena 1 is going to be able to finish this as soon as possible as well, going in with all those attacks and trying to avoid those AoE damages as much as possible right now. So he's going to have to avoid that attack again or not repeat the same mistakes. Looks like Helena 1 is not doing so well, and they're struggling a little bit with defeating the level 95 boss ringer. So let's see where they're gonna go another round and see whether or not they will be able to defeat the level 95 ringer boss. So right now I think they're trying to at least maybe improve as much as they can. Meanwhile, on Madhouse's end, they're still going on with the boss. So just to do a little recap, so right now only HELENA 1 servers, both Guild Madhouse and Guild Primkung are still in the process of trying to defeat Ringer level 95, but servers 2 to 5 have already successfully and completed in defeating the Ringer level 95 boss. So right now, their Primkung's on their way to head to the same boss as always, and see whether or not the third time's the charm on whether or not they will be able to defeat the level 95 Ringer boss this time. All right, there's our there's our level 95 Ringer boss. So we're gonna see whether or not he's gonna go, and this time he's still going in with the crossbow. So he's taking that. So right now he's just trying to take that safe range distance to avoid getting attacked again. And oh, we just lost another comrade on that end. The other end, so far, they're trying to get at least damage as possible. So right now he's just trying to keep a ranged attack from the Ringer boss to avoid less damage as much as possible. Alright, trying to get the successful heals in so you continue on with trying to get that damage into the Ringer as much as possible, still keeping the usual crossbow class, and that was another attack coming in. He's going to have to avoid those projectiles as much as possible in order to avoid any other damages. So as of now, our level 95 Ringer boss hasn't budged a bit on the HP as all. So they're still trying to get that damage in to break it as much as possible. So in order to defeat our boss, we're going to have to see whether or not they're going to be able to break that HP bar. So right now he's trying to get as much help as possible, as much heals as possible, trying to take that ranged attack as always. But so far, it seems to be a bit of a pickle and a little bit of a struggle right now. So I think we're going to see whether or not they're going to be able to finish this job in the third attempt on the Ringer level. The projectile attacks just came in again. So he's going to have to think fast and think hard on what to continue on, or whether he's going to continue on with the crossbow, or if he's going to keep going on, or at least switch up to another class level. And those projectiles are coming back in again. They're going to have to avoid getting the damage and not dying again. But so far, so good. They're trying to get those heals in. It looks like our boss is not budging at all because they're still pretty much trying to struggle through there, and it looks like our ringer brought in a little bit some enemies. So right now they're also gonna have to deal with that as well as the boss itself. So right now his HP is a bit up in the danger zone and not being able to dodge those projectiles as soon as possible. Primkung has just lost again. So right now on Madhouse's end with Helena 1 server, looks like they're still trying to get that damage into the boss as much as possible, but so far HP is still intact. It's not in the red zone, not in a danger zone, so as long as he tries to avoid all those previous projectiles as we saw in the Primkung guild, then they might have a chance to finish it off as soon as possible. Oof, I said that too soon. Looks like Madhouse was also struggling to defeat our ringer as well. So we're going to be here for a while. We're going to wait to see whether Helena 1 is going to be able to successfully defeat the level 95 ringer. So as usual, mounting back as always. He's trying to get to the enemy as fast as possible. And whether or not he's still going to be using the crossbow, which he still is, so he's still keeping that crossbow in. He's just going in with the ranged attacks and immediately going in with those healing buffs to keep his HP intact and avoiding any other more damages in. So far he's doing pretty good, and people are trying to avoid attacks this time. I think they're trying to learn from their previous mistakes. So right now he's keeping a distance from the boss as of now. Alright, Madhouse is currently back in their camping area, and now they're back to meeting the same boss again, which is the level 95 ringer. So right now they're trying to avoid their attacks as much as possible, and we're back at Primkung's Primkung's side again, still keeping up with that crossbow, so I don't think he's going to be changing any class anytime soon. He's just going to put his trust onto that crossbow, trying to keep that ranged attack as always while still trying to get that damage in, trying to bring in all those healing buffs as much as possible because I think they're going to need it as much as possible considering they are struggling with keeping their HP to the max right now and trying to also avoid those projectile and those claw swipes that Ringer keeps on coming in. But it looks like Primkung's not really giving up. He's just going to keep going on with that crossbow, trying to keep that range attack. But it's also taking quite the risk with getting those swipe attacks from the ringer itself. So he's gonna either have to switch up to another type of weapon, or if he's gonna keep going on with the usual crossbow, which I think he's gonna keep on going with, because right now his HP is taking quite the damage. So he's gonna have to be careful with that. He's gonna have to find a way to get healed as soon as possible and fill up that HP back to normal again. All right, the ringer just released his usual projectiles again. So let's see. But I think our team was able to avoid the damage as much as possible. So right now they're going all in again. But so far that HP is not budging. So we're going to see whether or not we're going to be rotating around this for a while. So we're going to have to see whether or not who's going to be able to get that damage in for our level 95 ringer boss, while also trying to avoid those attacks once more. So like we said, I think they're going to have to really have to think hard on this, on how this is going to go. All right, looks like Primun got some extra support from his comrades, so right now he's going back into trying to get that defeat in the level 95 ringer as much as possible. But so far, like I said, it's not budging. It's still going on, so we're going to see whether or not they're going to be able to finish this job as soon as possible. Right, those HP buffs are coming in pretty usefully, but looks like that projectile is coming in. They're gonna have to avoid that as soon as possible. But so far, no one has taken extreme damage. Their HP is pretty much still intact. Not the red zone, but still intact regardless. So we're gonna see whether or not this is gonna be the round where they actually defeat the level 95 ringer, trying to avoid those bosses as always. And as always, they're still trying to get those, trying to heal themselves as much as possible to get that damage in, while also avoiding those projectiles again. So I think it's gonna keep rotating around like this. So as long as they can break that HP buff, I think we will get somewhere. And there goes the fourth attempt on the ringer boss level from Primkung. Meanwhile, on Madhouse, they're still going on. So we're going to see whether or not Madhouse is going to take the score for this one. So same with our previous server in the Thai server, Madhouse is also using the crossbow as well, with the usual safe distance and the long-range attacks as usual. So we're going to see whether we're going to get to our ringer boss sooner or later. Alright, so Helena 1 server, Primkung's on the Thai guild Primkung. Right now they're going on the 5th attempt with the Ringer level 95. So let's see if this time they're still going in with the crossbow as usual. The attacks are going in, but it seems to not be budging as usual. They're going to have to go and change up that tactics because it looks like it's going to keep repeating and rotating on like this if they don't manage their strategies a little bit more. But so far, I think they're just kind of trying to get that HP to go down right now. Okay, Primmoon just took some extra damage from that projectile attack from our Ringer. So right now he's gonna have to be careful again, but right now, thanks to the comrade's healing status, I think it just helped him go back to full health. So now he's just gonna have to bring back those damages into the Ringer again and again, bring back the projectiles, but he managed to dodge it this time. So right now he's just trying to get that damages in while also avoiding the claw swipes this time, which is also a pretty big damage attack if he doesn't avoid it. So that was another attack taken in from the projectiles as usual, but he also has his HP going up again. So as long as he has his healer intact, I think he might be able to actually finish the job for this round. Now on Madhouse's end, on the Philippines side, which is being managed by Dizzy Diaz and Apol. So right now we're currently waiting for the Ringer to pop up again. So right now they're currently dealing with some small enemies right now. So let's see whether or not they will also finish this attempt. Meanwhile, on Primkung's end, Primkung is still struggling on trying to budge and unlock that HP to bring down our Ringer boss. But so far, it's not going anywhere, and the projectiles are coming back again. He's going to have to avoid getting attacked and taking that damage again. And there goes the 5th attempt on Primkung's end. It looks like we're going to be here for a while because until they're able to finish off Ringor, then we are not going to be able to proceed onto the score tallying. Alright, for Madhouse's end, our Ringer is back, and let's see whether or not they will be taking in the extra damages or whether they will be able to finish the job as always, because right now only Helena 1 remains to be the only server that still has not defeated the level 95 Ringer boss. And as usual, they're sticking with their crossbows, so they're not changing their classes anytime soon. They're going to have to focus on getting that damage and trying to get that HP to go down no matter what. So right now they're just going all in. They're trying to just take in all the damages as much as they can while also avoiding said damage from Ringer itself. On Primkung's side, right now they're in a bit of a pickle right now because their HP is also close to being in the red zone, and he's trying to avoid those swipes as much as possible, and he just managed to level up so he can bring out that barrier and bring out that battle shield. So now he's going to be able to take less damage from our ringer boss, who seems to not budge and keeps on chasing him right now. But right now he's going to have to avoid as much as possible, trying to bring in those shields as much as he can. But so far his HP is still not going up. He's going to have to find this time to heal as soon as possible while trying to avoid getting attacked by Ringer, who does not seem to stop chasing him as of now. Alright, Primpunk has managed to heal themselves, so right now they're gonna have to run away again from our Ringer, who is not stopping anytime soon with those attacks. He's just going all in. He's not giving any mercy right now. He's gonna have to avoid it as soon as possible, trying to take those runs in. But now he has switched to the battle shield, so around with the battle shield, he's gonna be able to take some less damage from the Ringer, but that doesn't mean he's gonna be able to go smooth and to make things go smoothly. So right now he's just gonna have to prioritize on staying alive while also trying to get more damage into our Ringer. Meanwhile, on Madhouse's end on the Philippine side with the Helena 1 server, they're still going on, and I think they're going on to their 4th or either 5th attempt onto the Ringer boss. So right now, as usual, he's sticking to the crossbow, still keeping that ranged attack. We're going to see whether or not he's going to switch up later on. But not right now with Primkung. Primkung is still trying to manage to get that attack in right now, but so far it's still not budging. His health is in a very, very risky zone right now, so he's going to have to avoid or at least recon away from the enemy right now and let his comrades do the job for now. Alright, on Madhouse's end, he's taking in those damages with that crossbow as usual, just trying to go in as much as he can right now. Primkung is also trying to struggle right now, so right now both ends, both Primkung and Madhouse Guild, they are very much struggling with our Ringer right now, who's currently on the chase, always bringing in those swipes that takes a huge damage onto them. So they're going to have to be really, really quick about this, but they're also going to have to think very carefully on how they're going to manage their attacks without taking more damage than they already are. Alright, so on Madhouse's end, his HP is still intact, so he's just trying to retreat right now. But so far with Primkung, Primkung is just trying to retreat, but it looks like Ringer is not giving him that option, so he's just going for that chase. He took in quite the damage. Now his HP is in the red zone, but he's managing to heal a little bit of his HP a little bit. So right now he's in a good spot right now, so as long as that keeps on going, he can probably get to defeating Ringer for once in this round. Meanwhile, on Madhouse's end, HP is still intact, but he's also still retreating. Primkung is just going all in with the whole team of their guild, but also it doesn't seem to be budging anytime soon. That HP is not unlocking anytime. He's gonna have to find a way to get that in as soon as possible to finish up the job. Oh, those projectiles are coming back in again, so we're gonna see... Oh, we lost a few comrades, but I think Primkung has just been healed again, so he's bringing back those shields up again. So he's just gonna have to focus on staying alive as of now, while still trying to manage any other way to try and beat our ringer boss. So Primkung's just going all in with it, so she's decided to just open that gacha and just try to take whatever is given to them at this point, because right now their main priority and their main focus right now is trying to get that damage, or at least just try to budge that HP for our level 95 ringer, which is not going down anytime soon. This is already their 5th or 6th attempt already, and they're still trying to go down as possible. Right now, Primkung's HP is in the red zone right now. It's not in the best position right now, so they're gonna have to avoid as much as possible. We cannot avoid another death on their end, so right now they're just going all in right now, so they're gonna have to heal as soon as possible, otherwise he's gaining up on him. And there goes our 5th and 6th attempt of Primkung on the level 95 ringer. So now on Madhouse's end, it looks like it's the same as well. So right now, with HELENA 1 server, we're gonna go on to another attempt on trying to defeat Ringer as much as possible. Alright, Primkung is back immediately, going all in with the Ringer level 95. So right now there's just, this is probably the 7th attempt from what I've noticed now. So they're still trying to go in, trying to bring that damage in, but so far nothing is budging, and their HP for the Ringer is not going down anytime soon. Sooner or later they're going to have to find a way to get that unlocked as soon as possible, while also avoiding the very rapid attacks that Ringer loves to bring, whether it's those projectiles or those claw swipes. So he's going to have to be very careful with it, especially with how much Ringer tends to be very fast-paced with their attacks. Well, we're back in familiar territory, because right now, Primkung is in the red zone again, taking those damages from that claw swipe again. So they're gonna have to find a way to heal themselves as quick as possible. Meanwhile, with Madhouse, we're on the same territory as always. They're still trying to retreat, and Recon trying to see whether or not they're gonna be able to manage into bringing down Ringer this time. So right now they're currently on their way onto the Ringer boss, and let's see whether or not they're going to be able to manage this time. And this time he's still back with the usual crossbow, so I don't think he's going to be changing anytime soon. It's always going to be the crossbow for the Ringer, but we don't know whether or not this is going to be a good attempt onto defeating the Ringer as always. So right now he's just going all in, so they're bringing in those HP buffs, bringing in all those weapons, whatever they can find to try and bring that down. And there we have it on the Philippine side. They're going to have to go on another attempt. Meanwhile, on Primkung is also in the usual loop as always, still struggling but still managing. These guys are very persistent. They're not backing down anytime soon, which I admire on their end. So right now they're gonna keep on going. They're gonna heal. They're gonna help out as much as possible to get rid of the Ringer boss as much as possible. And the other projectile attack just came in again, but he managed to dodge it pretty quickly. So right now he's gonna have to focus on trying to get a damage as much as possible. It doesn't matter how much it's going to be. What matters is that they need to unlock that HP on Ringer as much as possible. All right, they're gonna need some extra hands and extra help onto this, so they're bringing in more people to help out as much as possible to bring this boss down. So we're gonna see whether or not how this is gonna go. But as usual, I'm noticing we're just going to be coming back to the same usual familiar territory where they're going to have to loop through this again, whether it's through the claw attacks, through the projectile attacks, but right now keeping that shield on, so he's going to take least damage, better than with the crossbow. Alright, Primkung is still doing good so far. The HP is not in a red zone, but they are taking the attacks quite not so well as well. But right now they're trying to get through the battles as much as they can, while also still simultaneously trying to heal themselves in the process. Okay, this Ringer is just taking its time with it, and right now he's gonna have to avoid getting attacked, and there goes another attempt on Primkung's end with Ringer failing again, and then on Madhouse's end, Madhouse has started with their attack on Ringer with Ringer now, so just back to the same usual loop. They're gonna have to try to finish this as soon as possible, but so far I don't think that's gonna happen right now because both sides seems to be struggling in a bit of a pickle with trying to get at least a buff attack onto our level 95 Ringer. I will have to say I'll give it to both Madhouse and to both Primkung for not giving up on this. It doesn't matter the amount of attempts, is the fact that they still keep going, and it doesn't matter how much damage they're taking. They are not giving up on this, which I respect very, very much. So it looks like Primkung is back to their crossbow now instead of the usual battle shield like before. So right now he's also gonna go in, and there goes the another attempt. So back onto Madhouse again. We're back in the same usual loop. So he's also decided to change up to a Psych this time. So let's see whether or not the Psych might be able to help defeat our level 95 Ringer as always. So like I said, we're going to a little quick recap. So right now, servers Helena 2 to 5 have completed the task by defeating the level 95 Ringer. Only Helena 1 remains, which is Guild Madhouse from the Philippines and Guild Primkung from Thailand. Meanwhile, on Primkung's end, they're on the... I might have lost count on the attempt. I think this might be the 8th attempt on them now to proceed with trying to beat the ringer. Meanwhile, on Madhouse's end, so right now they switch from the crossbow to a psych now. So let's see whether or not this is going to get in some extra damage, or maybe at least quicken the add more advantage into the attacks onto our ringer. Alright, Primkung is going on with the 8th attempt again. They're going in again, so right now they're back to the crossbow as always, trying to bring in that damage as possible, but knowing Ringer is always going in with the claw swipes and the slam attacks, and they're going to have to be very, very, very careful with that, because those attacks are what pretty much lead you to a very quick one-shot death, as much as one does not want to happen to them, but it is what it is. So right now they're just going to have to avoid those projectiles and those attacks as much as possible while keeping a ranged attack. So right now it's either the crossbow or the battle shield between Primkung right now, but right now she's coming back to the crossbow. So we're going to see whether or not this will be a good attempt on bringing down the ringer. So we're going to be back on the usual loop and the usual territory as always. So as always, we're going to just do a quick recap on the matchup. So like I said, 10 official guilds are competing in a guild versus guild battle across 5 HELENA servers. So that's 5 servers. That's 5 guilds on Thailand side and 5 guilds on the Philippines side. And each matchup will continue throughout the 4-week tournament, with guilds earning tournament points to climb the overall leaderboard. So right now, only HELENA 1 server remains, both on the Philippines and the Thai side. Servers 2 to 5 have completed their task on the boss. But so far, I think they're able to avoid the ringer's attack so far than the previous ones, because right now they're not in that little cat and mouse chase. So right now he's just keeping its distance, trying to not aggravate the ringer as much as possible. He's taking in those heals as well, so the HP is intact. So right now we're just trying to see whether or not they will be able to defeat our ringer right now. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day, and we're going to see how many attempts it's going to take for them to defeat our ringer. Right now, Primkung is still struggling, but so far their HP is still intact. They're not struggling as much as they were in the previous rounds. But right now it is great. And there we have it. Finally, on Primkung's end, we have managed to successfully defeat our level 95 ringer. I will have to say today's matches were absolutely intense, but I will say before we wrap things up, we would like to remind everyone that the results you've seen during today's live stream are preliminary and unofficial. So following the broadcast, the LORDNINE tournament team will review the in-game data, match records, and all relevant evidence once again to ensure that every tournament point and every match result is accurate and fair for all participating official guilds. The official leaderboard and confirmed tournament results will be announced once the verification process has been completed. So be sure to stay tuned, and I hope we all look forward to the official results together. So see you next week! Alright, so as you all see, this concludes week 1 of our Rise of the 10th Lord tournament, and throughout today's matches, we witnessed a very intense battle, especially from the Helena 1 server, but across all Helena servers, featuring strategic planning, territory control, fierce clashes between Thailand and the Philippines, and a very exciting competition for valuable boss reward items. So obviously, like we said, that these results you see today, they are preliminary and they are unofficial. Most of these reviews will be reviewed in-game from the team itself. So following the broadcast, the LORDNINE tournament team will review the in-game data, match records, and all relevant evidence once again to ensure that every tournament point and every match result is accurate and fair for all participating official guilds. So like I said, the official leaderboard and confirmed tournament results will be announced once the verification process has been completed. So, like I said, it was very intense for us, and week 1 has served as a first major test for every official guild, especially with that level 95 ringer for Helena 1. Every official guild will mark the beginning of the race for the tournament points, so every point earned today will contribute to the overall leaderboard and bring up each guild one step closer to the title of the 10th Lord. But like I said, the tournament is far from over. Be sure to remember to tune in to next week, where all official guilds will return for another guild war, where they will face the Taimel level 85 and compete for another 100 tournament points on the 17th of August. Okay, so we're going to see whether or not this week's winner is going to maintain their momentum and extend their lead, or will the guilds that fell behind make a comeback and climb the overall leaderboard. Because like I said, we're going to see whether or not which server is going to be, whether it's going to be like Helena 1, where they were struggling a little bit with the guilds. Okay, so that concludes for our match for week 1 today. So join us again next week for another exciting chapter of the Rise of the 10th Lord tournament. The official leaderboard and confirmed match results will be announced through LORDNINE pages, so please be sure to stay tuned for the latest updates and keep track of it. So if you do want to look back on any of the previous tournaments, you can go check on the KOLs and on each guild's server live stream. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again in the next battle in next week on the 17th of August. Thank you.